Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about how to warm up for your exercise. So normally when we start our warm up, we start with some sort of cardiovascular movement. Let's say it rises our core temperature and it increases preparedness to train, and then we are in tune with our body just to feel how we are kahanira stiff bhairacha, and it gets you into the groove. So 5 to 10 minutes of light cardio of any sort is fine. We would generally recommend to walk on a treadmill. If that's not available, we could do some jump ropes, spot jog, even mountain climbers, any sort of cardiovascular movement, but it shouldn't tax your body so that the workout becomes difficult. And cardio purpose lai use nagarnu, just use it as a warm up. त्यसपछि चाहिँ foam roller. So foam roller गर्ने चाहिँ maybe about 20 to 30 seconds per body part, and then maybe a minute or so on the body parts that are stiffer. But we don't want to spend so much time on the foam roller as well, just because it doesn't have so much of an effect in injury prevention. But like I said, warm up, one of the reason is to increase blood flow and increase preparedness to train. So foam roller definitely helps in that. Yosपछि we get into more of a dynamic warm up, more specific warm up for the exercises. And for today's video, we're training at the gym. So preparedness to train for your whole body at the gym huncha. So we're going to start with the lower body and then slowly move up into our upper body region. So like always, I'll call Ojash here, and then we can get started with hamro warm up series. So first, we usually recommend that you guys have a mini band to keep around the hips. Yo chaina bhani pani farak parदैन. We could use a band, something like this, and then we could tie it into half. And if you don't have it, you could reach out to us, and then we could probably send one to you. For the purpose of this video, we already have a hip band, so we're going to start with our basic monster walks. So we want to keep the band around our knee region. Get into an athletic stance position. Keep your toes straight forward, toes pointing straight forward. So basically, we're just going to move side to side. So let's start with this leg first. That's it. Perfect. 3, 4, 5 on each side for about 20 steps. So अहिलेको भिडियोमा चाहिँ we're just going to do a few reps, but we want to go 5 on either side, 20 on either side, and then we should really feel the burn. So यो गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ make sure that your knees are bent and you're constantly pushing against the tension of the band, and your toes are as straight as possible, and you're really engaging your glutes the entire range of motion. So once this is done, I usually like to get down to the floor and then do some hip thrust. So hip thrust is a complementary movement to the exercise that we've done. So basically hip thrust गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I want you to put the hand to the side, press against the floor, put your ribs down, and then press through your heels and then squeeze up. Perfect. 1, 2 second hold all the way down. Perfect. 1, 2, all the way down. 1, 2, all the way down. So make sure that you're getting proper contraction of your glutes. If you're feeling your hamstrings a bit too much, maybe you could bring your heels a bit more inside and then rise your toes off the ground. Toes and then ulta bhayo. Perfect. So you got it. Maybe you could activate your glutes better. So we want to do maybe 1 or 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps with 2 second hold at the top for this movement. It's okay if you rest in between your sets. After this, we don't want to use the hip band anymore, so we can do another complementary movement to our hips, because hips is quite a problematic area, so we want to make sure that our hips are properly warmed up. So let's get into a cat camel position. So this movement is called the hip cars. So what you want to do is एउटा hip at a time. You want to take it through the full range of motion. So first hug it to your knees, माथि सम्म. Perfect. And kick it out to the side, and then take a big round. We want to do 10 on each side on both directions. So अर्को direction पनि देखाइदेऊ. So you want to kick back first. Perfect. So for the demonstration purposes of this video, we're just going to do 2 or 3 reps on either leg, but we want to do 10 on each side and then 10 per direction, which makes it 40 reps for this movement. Perfect. Yo bhaisakepपछि, since we're already in this position, we really want to open up those thoracic spine. Agi हामीले warm up foam roll गर्दाखेरि पनि we went through the motion, but now we want to make it more dynamic. So first माथि आऊ, camel भन्छ. Really press down with your feet and then fight it up and then go down to a cat position. Perfect. Maybe about 10 per segment. We don't really want to get into the number of reps you want to do, but like there's some sort of feeling of preparedness every single rep. So once you feel like you're looser and then you feel better, then we want to carry on. But maybe around 10 on either side is perfect. Once this is done, we want to move into the lower back and hip region. We will do the bird dogs. So bird dog garदाखेरि we want to punch up with your hand, really brace your core. अलिकति arch गरेर back. So backलाई चाहिँ first normal position मा राख्ने. So there's like a little bit of rounding on the upper back. घाँटी अलिक माथि. And the lower back there is a natural arch slightly. If you want to take a deep breath into our stomach like we would do on a squat, and then kick back while pushing your arms forward. Perfect. So this is a good back position. We want to do the same thing on the same side again. Taking a deep breath. So you really want to do this movement with a lot of intent, trying to create a lot of core rigidity, limit the amount of flexion that goes in the back, and then really have a strong contraction. So usually around 5 to 8 reps on either side with a 3 or 2 second hold at the top is perfect. You want to do this on both sides. Big breath in, hold it. Perfect. Few more. If we're doing the lower body exercise and we want to squat or we want to deadlift, usually I want to get into a squatting position just to see if we feel any better. So normally kettlebell राखेर चाहिँ I usually like to do a goblet squat just to see how it is. So your movement गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ you should feel everything. Ankle मा problem छ कि hips मा problem छ कि quad tightness छ कि core मा stiffness पुगिरहेको छैन त्यस्तो feel हुन्छ हैन. So त्यो भएपछि चाहिँ maybe we could add in a few exercises, and this is dependent on the person. Stand up, down. So let's say for instance the coach has prescribed just to do some more core exercises because उसको core activation अलिकति कम भएको छ भने this is the right time to do it. Just do a few reps of goblet squat. Nice. So we'll do some core activation because while using it with the movement, we feel like our core activation is alikati kam bhacha. Now this could differ. Now glutes ma pheri problem bhacha and we could do the same thing again. And if you have trouble figuring out kanira basne, so abs ko लागि we want to do what's called the hollow body hold. So let's get into a hollow body position. Perfect. Khutta sidha, knees extended, haat pichhadi. Perfect. So you really want to tighten the core, lower back my arch chorne, and then just do basic rocks or just hold is also fine. Perfect. So we want to do about 2 to 3 sets of 20 seconds each for the core. Once you feel a really good contraction, you want to try it out with the movement again. Goblet squat. Oh, now I'm feeling the core. Perfect. We can move on. I know. Once that is done, let's move into the upper body. And then just do some basic warm up for the upper body. So upper body ko let's say generally I'm a big fan of PVC or resistance band pass-throughs. So we just want to do that first. Really squeeze your upper back. Perfect. And then a few banded pull-up parts so that you can really squeeze your traps and your rear delts. So for the cable pass-throughs, we want to do maybe around 10 to 15 on either sides. And then for the band pull-up parts, depending on the tension of the band, this is quite a heavy band, so we don't want to do too much because we are going to exert ourselves. But then with a lighter band, anywhere from 20 to 30 reps, one set is enough. And finally, once all of this is done, we just want to feel really free. So we want to do some arm swings, leg swings. Perfect. Nice. Side to side. Both sides. Perfect. Back and forth. And same thing on the other side as well. Nice. And you should feel really free. And if there's any restrictions in any side, like maybe let's say you got a heavy hips problem, maybe we could do the hip exercises again. We could go back even more, foam roller bar start, we can work our way up. And this is basically a usual template of doing a dynamic warm-up. Especially we move into our barbell warm-up, which is another video. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.